After Norwich away on Tuesday, it's Sunderland away on Friday night for Leeds United, taking on the team at the top of the Championship table. 4 home wins in 4 games and no goals conceded for Sunderland so far. So tonight promises to be the toughest test yet for this Leeds United side. The starting 11 shows 2 changes from the game at Carrow Road. Joe Rothwell has had to come in to replace the injured Ilya Gruev, and Joel Piroe comes on in place of Matteo Joseph. He's on the bench. Sunderland are unchanged from the side that beat Derby County in their last match. Leeds United will be kicking towards the travelling supporters in this first half. Leeds United fans gathered here probably in good numbers, but given that we can't really see them, it's hard to make a judgment on that. The game is underway. And Leeds United look to build from inside their own half. Brendan Aaronson with the ball forward, but leads quickly in to try and win the ball back. And the ball spins up in the air. There's a chase on for Ramazani, and Ramazani will go in again, trying to get into the penalty area. And then the ball is cleared forward.
Certainly good play, wasn't it, from Tanaka as well in that midfield area. We need some strength in there. Of course, losing Gruev and Ampadu, the ability to win the ball back, that was certainly their strength as well, but someone needs to take over that mantle, and Tanaka there showing good physical strength.
Leeds back in possession with Rothwell. And then the ball goes back into the centre circle. And then it's played across the back and out to junior Firpo. And then Aaronson joins in. And Rothwell across the middle to Rodon. And then Bogle out to his right-hand side. Little link up on that far side between the 2 Leeds men comes to a conclusion, and then Leeds concede a free kick. And that will be Sunderland who play the ball forward quickly. And then another free kick is awarded. And then a free kick is taken into the centre circle. And it's gone back towards the edge of the penalty area for the Sunderland keeper, Anthony Patterson, who plays the ball out. And then it's forwards, it spins over the touchline. And that will be a Sunderland throw-in, final touch off the Leeds leg. Daniel Farker out, arms folded in the technical area. Alongside him, as was discussed in the build-up to the game, is the latest Sunderland coach, Regis Lebris, a Frenchman who was previous experience at top level, senior level, was with Lorient in France. And he's been the, you might say, the wild card appointment guy they've brought in here, who seems to be doing very, very well, as his team are as well at the moment. And they're attacking Leeds United now with Roberts in possession. Potential offside, but doesn't come about for Leeds United. Rigg, young Chris Rigg, who's been impressing many with his performances for Sunderland so far this season. Not with the best pass there, and it's gone out of play. No,
but just previous to that, certainly their passing's very good. That angled ball into that midfield area, they find a bit of space, confident enough to just stick it in there with a lot of intent. It's good to see. You can see they're certainly playing with confidence.
Flick forward, and Piroe goes in to try and make his presence felt. He has made his presence felt, but not in the way that he would have wanted, because on the halfway line A free kick has been conceded and Sunderland will work it quickly forward. You're expecting an onslaught from Sunderland here. That's what we've been told to anticipate from those who've seen plenty of them so far this season. Sunderland, who've been rolling teams over in front of their own fans. The latest win was the home win against Derby in midweek, earlier in midweek I should say. And Sunderland are trying to play through the middle here in the Leeds half. Aaronson chases as the home side maintain possession. 9 at the back for them. Experienced head in well, it's a pretty young team, all in all. And here's a break down the right-hand side and a chance for them to put the ball in the middle. Still opportunities for Sunderland as the ball comes back to the edge of the penalty area. And then the shot is lifted high over the crossbar by Joe Bellingham. And he'll know that from that position, with a bit of time, maybe he should have done better.
Well, he most definitely should have done better. Joe Bellingham on the edge of the box there had plenty of time. No one really closing him down either. And the shot was certainly high, thankfully. But the way that Sunderland really carved us open, those quick passing movements and finding space, that was impressive. Got to watch out.
The Leeds put on notice there that the home side are confident and will no doubt be looking at this as being one of their biggest challenges of the season so far as well. We're still working out who's strong, who's not so strong in this championship table. Norwich was a proper test for Leeds in midweek, earlier in the week, and this even more promises to be the case. As Leeds go wide, halfway line, little run started by Gnonto, stumble but keeps going, still going, and then is brought down just outside the penalty area. And just that direct running from Gnonto there has caused Sunderland real problems.
Yes, and the first time he's finally picked the ball up and been allowed to run with it. Starved with the ball so far, but once he picks it up, always confident, direct, and something happens around Wilfried Gnonto. And this is a good position for Rothwell to get the ball in.
So Joe Rothwell stands hands on hips just outside the penalty area, 5 or 6 yards outside, and the wall is inside that penalty box. It's a single-man wall currently. Referee Tim Robinson puts the marker down on the turf. And Rothwell looks into the centre of the box to see what and who he can pick out with this free kick. Curled into the middle. Heads go up there. It was just beyond Tanaka's jump. And then the shot from Ramazani is a bit of a swinger, and as you can hear from the reaction of the home fans, was never troubling Anthony Patterson.
It's an excellent delivery, and Rothwell with a beautiful ball in. Tanaka looked like he had it under control, but somehow dived underneath it. I'm not sure if it was a shout from behind, but the chance went begging. But again, quality delivery, that was better.
Sunderland put the ball up in the Leeds half. The flag would have been raised had Bellingham continued his run and got onto the end of the ball. He let it roll out instead for a Leeds United throw in. So when the flag goes up, it's to indicate that that's how the game will restart. Firpo with ball in hand, midway inside his own half. As close to us as anyone on that pitch can be, as he's down below on the touchline, way down below on the touchline. And the ball goes back to Pascal Struijk and into the penalty area to Meslier. Meslier out to Joe Rodon. Channel ball for Gnonto. Leeds lose possession on the halfway line. Sunderland start to build with Dan Neil, the skipper, down the left, now into the middle. Still going. Just rolls it off for Bellingham. He curls a crossfield ball to Patrick Roberts. And Roberts controls. Pushed away by Ramazani. Then it comes back in off Rigg, and now it's played again down this right-hand side. Little overlapping run from the byline, ball across the middle, still alive. Meslier's there, but the rebound is tucked in from close range. And Leeds United undone in the early stages of this game at the Stadium of Light. Meslier did well to keep the first effort out. He had absolutely no chance with the second, and from close range it was tucked in by Roberts for 1-0.
Wow, that was rather impressive from Sunderland. Once again, just carved us open. The confidence they've got going forward from all areas of the pitch. And when the ball did eventually come into our box, the save from Meslier was absolutely superb, but someone has to then help him out. He didn't pick up the players in the box, and then the reaction was slow as well. And it was Sunderland who got onto that rebound and tucked it away.
Rigg actually was the man from close range who put it over the line. And so Rigg, the 17-year-old, adds to his goal-scoring tally this season. And the impudent finish we saw in recent weeks, that was something far more straightforward. And Sunderland's good start to this game was quickly rewarded inside 10 minutes with a goal. So if the home fans were noisy and buoyant before, then that will be even more the case now.
Yes, and I'm sure we all knew we were going to be in for a game tonight, but I think that just certainly confirmed it.
Leeds concede possession in the Sunderland half. Gives the home side the momentum back, and they sweep the ball up towards the halfway line. You hear the reaction of the home supporters as they look to pile forward again here. Ball down the left-hand side and then into the box, and there's space in there again. And it needed a last-ditch intervention from Aaronson to send the ball behind for a corner.
I'm looking at the Sunderland side. I've not seen them play like this before. Certainly the previous seasons. This football here is fast, free-flowing, and the way they move it from defence through midfield to attack so very quickly and direct, yet with quality. At the moment, we are struggling.
Leeds have a corner kick to defend. And there are red and white shirts in amongst the yellow in that 6-yard box. Meslier all in pastel blue in the midst of it as the ball is curled in beyond the keeper and beyond Bogle, and as it turned out, beyond the man arriving at the back post as well. So it goes out, and that will be a goal kick.
Got to make sure that we get a foothold in this game and stay in it. Certainly can't concede another one, but got to somehow push this young Sunderland side back.
Leeds have tried to manage all the transport and the travelling this week, so they stayed an extra night down in Norwich. They stayed after the game as well, and then travelled back the following morning. But they've gone from one end of the country to the other end of the country with barely any time in between. Far from ideal in terms of scheduling, it has to be said. A Tuesday night and a Friday night, both away from home. But that's the Championship, I guess, with the demands of the broadcasters added. What Leeds, I suppose, don't want to be doing at this stage is feeling sorry for themselves. There's a game to be played and won here still. And Leeds are trying to do just that now with Piroe to Firpo. And then Aaronson caught as he was trying to get on the end of that one. You'll hear the reaction of the man sitting alongside me. The reaction of the home supporters somewhat different. Leeds don't end up with a free kick here. They end up only with a throw-in.
No, it's Hume with the challenge, but a fierce challenge. And yes, he got the ball, but it's the follow-through afterwards that he caught Aaronson.
Bogle to Struijk, wide to Firpo. Back it goes to Rothwell. Rodon on the edge of the centre circle. Tanaka. And Aaronson comes inside to Rodon. And then just push back into the path of Struijk. Short ball square to Rothwell. Some movement on the edge of the penalty area. Still, it's 15 yards beyond and now a bit more with Struijk. Edge of the centre circle now with Joe Rodon. Bogle back to the halfway line to the central defender. And then it goes wide to Gnonto. Gnonto gives it away, goes in to try and win it back, does win it back, and gets up to towards the byline, goes down under a challenge in the penalty area. Referee looks and gives nothing, and the ball is cleared away from the Sunderland box towards the halfway line.
It was certainly better, nice and patient. Can't find a lot of space, but we did He was on the right-hand side, and Gnonto almost made something happen. The challenge, I think, was just shoulder to shoulder, just about.
Struijk in possession for Leeds. Now Tanaka. Rothwell into the centre circle to Rodon. Puts a chip ball into the penalty area. It's almost going to fall to Ramazani. It does fall for Ramazani a second time as well. And he tries to spin and put a shot in the same movement, but he gets underneath it, and that goes some distance over the crossbar.
It was a chip ball forward, wasn't it, from Rodon, but he chipped it high in the air to the smallest player out there in Ramazani, but somehow it still almost landed at his feet. But snapshot on the volley, always difficult skill, almost pulled it off, but not quite.
15 minutes gone at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland have already taken the lead here. Rigg from close range after Meslier's save kept the initial effort out.
I'm going to have to do something that no other side has done here, and that's score to get back in this game.
Sunderland present the ball and the possession to Leeds United and Gnonto. Gnonto's pass, though, is not where it needed to be, and Sunderland, as a result, are handed possession back before Aaronson does well to come and win it back as well himself. So possession quickly changing hands, one team to the other there. Leeds come with Ramazani, runs into trouble, and Sunderland surround him with red and white and take the ball off him as a result. Ball goes back towards the edge of their own penalty area from where it's smuggled away and out to the Sunderland right, and then played forwards. Struijk has presented the ball through the middle, and then a foul is given to Sunderland for the challenge that followed.
Tanaka's just got to be careful as well, because that's his third foul now. The referee has let that one go, but just by a totting up process, just got to be careful.
Home team in possession in the Leeds half with Hume on the ball. Played through the middle. Bellingham's got a lot of space. Plays it out to the edge of the penalty area left side. And the chance is on for the shot, which is curled in goalwards. And it flies straight into the hands of Ilham Meslier.
And it's just a coming together with Gnonto, who's obviously tried to stop the shot, but he's put his leg up, I think, accidentally connected with the striker. He's okay, he's up and running away now.
Leeds, the last thing Leeds need, Daniel Farkel wants to see, is a Leeds player down on the ground. It's been a pretty brutal few days for Leeds United on that basis. Struijk into Rothwell, and Rothwell then to Rodon. Into the middle, plenty of room in front of Brendan Aaronson here. Plays it into Gnonto. Gnonto goes wide to Bogle. Bogle back to Tanaka. Tanaka out to that right side, and Gnonto played back to Bogle. Wants to retreat to the halfway line to collect. Rothwell in the centre circle. Checks and goes from left to right. Tanaka to Bogle. And back to Tanaka. Leeds still playing in the Sunderland half. At the moment, only just. Struijk has the ball. Steps forward, stops. And gives it back to Rodon. Bogle down the Leeds right. Back to the halfway line, and Rodon. He's just able to move the ball forward for Leeds a little here.
He is. He's allowed to come forward, 5, 6, 7 yards, but some of them are compact. They aren't pushing up too high, yet they still manage to get a lot of space in between the defenders, midfield and strikers. So having to be patient, movement left and right. We've done this before, seen it many a time, but just got to be very careful with the ball in possession.
Classic two banks at the moment, isn't it, with Sunderland when they're out of possession here. As Leeds look forward, Rothwell plays an interesting ball looking for Piroe in the penalty area. And he took it down really well, high on his chest, which gave him the chance for the shot on goal. He took that chance, and it was blocked before it could cause real trouble.
Great ball, absolutely brilliant ball. Got to always threaten as well and look over the top rather than just defeat. That one was spot on, great control as well from Piroe and shot.
Best moments of the game for Leeds United there in that little exchange. Again, they have possession in the Sunderland half. Some of the noise has gone out of the Stadium of Light now. As Rothwell on the ball again for Leeds. Gives it to Rodon to his right. Rodon moves it into Aaronson. Looked like he was caught late there. The referee saw nothing untoward with a challenge, and then the ball is played out, and that will be a Leeds throw in. It was overhit, the pass down the Sunderland left, and so Leeds have a throw in which they take in their own half rather than where the ball went out. Referee's happy with that, and Struijk has it for Leeds United. Rodon in the centre circle to Aaronson, turns. He's got space with Ramazani down the left side, and the ball comes over to Ramazani now. Fouled. Simple trip there. Foul committed by Hume. Ramazani goes over. Leeds get a free kick, and it's about, well, it's the mid position pretty much in the Sunderland half, and it's to the left of centre, and it's taken quickly, and Rothwell gives it to Bogle. Leeds have kept players forward as they move it around in that Sunderland half. Struijk. Sunderland drop ever deeper as Leeds push ever further higher. Now Ramazani to Aaronson, waiting down his left. Aaronson goes back into Struijk, into the middle to Rothwell. Rothwell turns and opens it up to Bogle down the right on the edge of the penalty area. Whips his cross in, comes out for Ramazani on the edge of the D. Ramazani on his right foot, low shot, almost breaks to Aaronson. Aaronson's in the penalty area, trying to get the ball back into the middle, and it goes through the legs of Piroe, who just tried to flick it in right in front of goal. He couldn't make any contact on the ball, and he was inches away from an equaliser there.
Oh, it's great play. We kept the ball in around the box really well, and Aaronson showed great composure, then actually went out wide to cut it back. And Piroe, you're right, just took a flick at it, couldn't quite get the touch to divert it into the net.
So good approach play from Leeds. Doesn't bring what they're chasing here, which is, as a first start, an equaliser. Ball is flicked towards the halfway line. It's easy for Struijk. Sunderland are conservative in their efforts to get forward, so Struijk is all alone when he collects the ball, and then he gives it into the midfield to Rothwell, who's seen a lot of it in there at the moment. Goes wide, right side to Bogle, into Aaronson. It's diverted, but it still comes for Gnonto. Crossing for terrific goal from Leeds. Piroe with the header, and Leeds United are level here. Lovely ball in, and Piroe with a fine finish with the head this time for Sunderland 1, Leeds United 1.
What a ball in from Gnonto. Absolutely fantastic. The quality, and he gets it in so very early as well. But Piroe, we know when he's in those sort of areas, this time it's with the head, just tucks it into that near post. Keeper no chance, and we're right back in it.
22 minutes gone. Sunderland 1, Leeds 1. And Leeds have crafted a really good goal to get themselves back in this game. And somewhere far, far away, the Leeds United fans, barely any of whom we can see, are celebrating.
I think I've spotted some way up there on the left-hand side, right at the top.
Maybe 24 Leeds fans, a tiny little group of them in the corner.
But they're making some noise.
They are making the noise now. Leeds have been building up to that. Now, having got back into the game, the next challenge is to build from that position.
It is. I think what's pretty clear is when Sunderland attack, I mean, they just commit bodies forward. They do it with plenty of quality. But when they defend, they're really compact, and we're going to have plenty of the ball, especially Struijk and Rodon. They don't close the centre halves down very quickly at all. So, you know, they could be the difference. And then you're right, getting it into Rothwell, he could really make things happen in that midfield.
Sunderland with the ball in the Leeds half. Given away. Leeds have runners here. Aaronson plays it to his left to Ramazani. Ramazani just has the ball taken off his toes on the edge of the penalty area, and then it runs into touch for what looked like a Leeds United throw-in. I know we're a long way away and the referee is much, much closer, but still.
I think it just touched actually Ramazani just before it went over the line, but you're right, I thought it was ours, but not too much demonstrations from Ramazani there. But suddenly the atmosphere is different, isn't it? Once we scored our goal now, all I can hear is our lot singing away to my left-hand side, and that's nice to hear.
Well, Sunderland, of course, have conceded for the first time at home so far this season, so
it's a shock.
That's what it is. It's shock. And Leeds United have done what other sides haven't been able to do here thus far. And now they've got to go and do more than other sides have. Everyone's been beaten here so far, so Leeds have it all on to take a positive from this one. They're in position to do that, but goodness me, there's a long way to go yet. Sunderland with the ball up to the halfway line. Leeds win it back quickly. Aaronson, it breaks for Firpo. Again, he's got runners. Ramazani to his left. Ramazani has to go out wide to collect the ball. Maybe he wanted it just in front of him there, but he's still got possession for Leeds. Rolls it into Firpo again, who comes back for Struijk. Leeds with plenty up, and Tanaka through the middle puts the ball up for Piroe's run off the defender again. Keeps the ball in play, does really well there to get it back and divert it into the path of Ramazani. Ramazani looking towards the penalty area. Firpo outside gets a good cross towards the far post. Bogle arrives, still alive for a header, and it comes out for Tanaka. His half volley hits the ground. Piroe swings a boot, and it comes down for Firpo. And the two players got in each other's way there, with the goal really pretty much gaping in front of them, and the confusion saved Sunderland.
Oh, it certainly did. I'm sure Junior Firpo was shouting as well for Aaronson, but Aaronson was turning and spinning, and the opportunity was there for him as well, but really difficult, the ball being so high up. Should have just left it for Firpo, was more so coming onto it, but really good play once again. We get possession, we win the ball back, getting it wide, and we're causing plenty of problems.
Deep cross worked really well. Bogle arriving, putting the ball right into the middle, and it caused all sorts of issues in there. Leeds couldn't quite turn it in when the ball kept breaking in their favour. Sunderland up to the halfway line and now beyond it. Ball is pushed into the path down the right-hand side of Roberts, gives it away. Rothwell in possession for Leeds now, and Struijk. And Rodon back to Struijk. And Struijk controls a somewhat tricky pass, and trickier than it needed to be, let's put it that way, from Joe Rodon. But Leeds have maintained a calm demeanour at this stage, and they have possession with Tanaka splitting the two central defenders. Rodon, right side. Ball comes back to Rodon. Now Meslier, edge of the D. Back to Rodon, again, wide open spaces in front of the Leeds number 6, plays the ball into space to Gnonto through the middle, and he's got runners to his left. Gnonto's going through the middle, and the ball is just played behind the run into the box, but Leeds quickly recycling on the edge of the area now as the ball comes into the middle, cleared up in the air, not very far. Leeds are on the ball quickly again. Rothwell plays the ball through the gap for Bogle, cuts it back into the middle. Ramazani with a header down into the ground, and then the ball bounces up and over the crossbar.
He should score. He really should score. Excellent play again. He kept the ball up there, and Bogle just quickly turns and fires it across. And okay, maybe it comes to Ramazani at a decent pace, but gets his head to it. And you're right, hits it down into the ground and bounces up over the crossbar. But once again, really good play. After the first 10 minutes, we were kind of blown away, weren't we? We've certainly been on top, got our goal, might have had one or two more as well.
Leeds again win possession back deep in the Sunderland half. Piroe, Rothwell lets it run, and the ball is with Aaronson. He's teed up Gnonto, and his shot is always rising and goes up and over the crossbar, and that's another opportunity.
It's a great chance. It's another really good chance, because once Gnonto gets control of it, moves it across, he's just got to hit the target. Just looking down, he's got his head in his hands as well. He knows that is a great chance.
So Sunderland are about to take the goal kick that results. And this first half is flying by. Home side. Give the ball away. Rodon, easy collection for him in his own half. Bogle goes back to Rodon. Rodon forced back to Meslier under a little pressure from Bellingham. And Meslier goes long this time. Just invites the runners to chase it. Leeds are going into the midfield to try and win it back, but control in there is from Dan Neil, the Sunderland skipper, and it ends up back at the feet of Patterson in the penalty area.
Yeah, good composed play by Neil. That's what kind of Sunderland need to get some passes going again. They seem a bit shell-shocked themselves now, but we are pressing high, waiting for that ball to come in, and hopefully we can pounce.
Chris Mepham in possession now, who may well be playing alongside Joe Rodon for Wales when the players all head off on the international break next week. Mepham, the centre-half, who's on loan from Bournemouth here. Bogle with a header forward for Leeds. Home side have the ball. Tanaka can't keep it away from Bellingham, but Bogle's intercepted the attempted ball, so Leeds do have it back now with Rothwell. Looks to right and left, gives it into Aaronson, who comes back for Tanaka, gives it back to Aaronson again. Bogle goes down the right, but it's come straight forward to Gnonto instead. And then back into the feet of Rodon, into the centre circle to Rothwell, into the path of Ramazani. Helps it on to Firpo, back to Ramazani, and then Rothwell. Rothwell very much in the hub role for Leeds at the moment. Gives it to Rodon. Back into the centre circle to Pascal Struijk. Struijk back to Rodon. Just puts it up and over the top. Defender always favourite to head that one away before Aaronson could get there. Someone down the left-hand side, bringing it forward. And the run is a good one, and the tackle is eventually made that gets Leeds the ball back, and the referee allowed play to continue there as Leeds players flung themselves in the way of that one, and suddenly the counter-attack opens itself up as a possibility for Leeds with Gnonto into the penalty area, going for the byline. Can he get it back? He can. He cuts it deep towards the far side of the penalty area, but couldn't get it to a teammate in there, and Sunderland now find themselves on the counter-attack as well as they get the ball up into the Leeds half. Yellow shirts back in good numbers, and that's a good challenge from Struijk to win the ball back for Leeds under pressure, but did exceptionally well, and it's the away side carrying it forward again. It's a good game, this one.
It really is, and they're flying forward. The left-back Cirkin there, I mean, he's just careering forward. When he loses it, Gnonto is in acres of space, so on the counter, if we're sensible, we'll get more chances here.
Aaronson to Bogle. Back to Aaronson, and then back into his own half to Rodon. And now Struijk. Struijk returns it to his central defensive partner, and he reciprocates. And we'll go back to Rodon again, it does. Rodon has Tanaka just inside. He gets the ball almost on the centre spot now. Rodon's able to step forward, plays a ball into the path there. It comes back out almost for Aaronson, but his touch is just a tiny bit heavy, and so Sunderland it is instead, moving it into the Leeds half now. Aaronson comes back in to try and win the ball back. Rodon does that to good effect, and he's managed not just to win it, but to divert it to Bogle as well. Then the pass is back into Tanaka. Rodon waits behind. Leeds have tidied that one up in an efficient manner. We have it with Firpo. Back to Struijk, 33rd minute. One apiece here at the Stadium of Light. Leeds falling behind early, and then Piroe equalising. And then Leeds have had good chances to go ahead after that. Poor ball by Ramazani, Gnonto rather. Over the top, Rodon needs to nod this one down into the path of Struijk. Turned by Rothwell. Just through the oncoming Sunderland player, right off his balance there, and opened up a bit of space in front of himself. Near side touchline, Gnonto steps forward, stops, goes back to Tanaka, puts the ball to Gnonto. Game slows to walking pace here as Leeds move it round. Back into Struijk. Sunderland not being tempted to come and chase the ball here.
No, they don't do that. They won't come high and let any sort of gaps open up, which is why the likes of Struijk and Rodon especially really important when they have the ball.
Up with Tanaka. Now Firpo. Infield to Ramazani. turns and looks forward. Backwards to Tanaka. And then with a long, sweeping crossfield ball. Bogle, well, he tried his best to control it, but it bounced up in front of him, and as he stretched his leg, he couldn't stop the ball from moving, and it off him and out the goal kick.
That's unfortunate. You were talking half a metre out. But it's important that ball is on as well all the time too. Bogle moving it quickly left and right. If they're going to be nice and compact and narrow, and space will be, when we do move it quickly, either flank.
Patterson out the penalty area for Sunderland. To go back again as Leeds close the door on the halfway line. 9 has it. And then Cirkin on the Sunderland left. And now Mepham. Good interception by Ramazani, and Leeds could, well, they almost capitalise. Aaronson has the ball spun up in the air, tried to come out and help his teammate and get something going, but couldn't quite control. Sunderland have it back and play it forwards. And they have a space with Bellingham just outside the Leeds box, still going Bellingham. Run to his left. Cross into the middle is a good one. All the way across, still in the penalty area for the shot on goal, which is not so good. And the ball from Roberts' left foot goes straight into the hands of Meslier.
And once again, this time it's an excellent attack from Sunderland. Cirkin again is playing left wing at times. It's a really good ball across. No one was there initially, but then it was Patrick Roberts who greedily tried to put into the near post. That was never happening.
Meslier, long ball forward. Ramazani will chase in, more in hope than expectation. Well, he's done really well there, because surely that was a foul, wasn't it, for the little push by Ramazani?
I saw nothing. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But it wasn't seen that way by any of the officials, so it comes off the top of a Sunderland head and out for a Leeds United throw-in, which was taken by Firpo. Back to Tanaka. Into the centre circle and Rodon, and now Bogle. Back it goes to Rodon. And Struijk. Firpo down the left for Leeds, into the middle to Aaronson. Ran into his marker there, so now he's lost the ball, he's trying to get it back, and he's still trying that task now as the ball eventually comes off the toes of Bellingham and out for a Leeds United throw-in. So his pressure does bring the ball back. It's a shame he lost it in the first place.
You're right, and Aaronson, that's 2 or 3 times now in those sort of areas. We've actually played some really good balls into him, but again, his first touch just gets away from him, and then he's lost it. So just got to get back to hitting that ball.
Struijk. Back it goes to Meslier on the edge of the Leeds box. Mild evening here. As the night has stayed dry as well. Aaronson trying to find Piroe. He appeals for a free kick. The referee sees nothing wrong. Sunderland have the ball. Cirkin over the halfway line. Pushed down the left-hand side. And again, quickly Sunderland arrive at the edge of the Leeds box. This time well-headed cleared by Rodon. Piroe deep in his own half to head the ball into the path of Gnonto. There's possibilities for Leeds here if they can pick the right pass out. Aaronson goes wide to Piroe down the right-hand side. Only now Sunderland beginning to get back. Piroe into the middle. It was never really for Ramazani. He's too high, but Leeds quickly do win it back in the Sunderland half. Piroe was involved in that. Rothwell has the ball for Leeds. Right through the middle. Helps it out to his left to Firpo. Firpo, Gnonto waits beyond. Plays it into the path of Ramazani on the edge of the box. First time ball curled into the penalty area. Nice idea. Bogle picks it up right in the far side and beyond the penalty box for Leeds United. Comes back in for Rothwell. He can whip across into the middle. Drop short of Piroe. And then Roland is going to be yellow carded here for taking a drastic course of action, and the ball had been played beyond the Leeds United central defender by Bellingham, and he threatened to charge away, even though he was in his own half. Rodon's block and stop sees him punished.
Should have stopped there a little late, didn't he? Yeah, it was a Sunderland man who just got his poke to it. I actually think Struijk was getting across anyway, but it was pretty close, and Rodon wasn't really to know that.
So that would be called a team foul, and he will have expected the yellow card that followed. First booking of the evening. Sunderland in possession with Cirkin, as we have 7 minutes of the first half, 6 minutes of the first half remaining. Ball in the centre circle. Back into 9. Cirkin with a little exchange of passes through the middle with Bellingham. Mepham out to the figure of Roberts on the touchline. Gets the return pass, moves forward up to the edge of the penalty area. Still has the ball on his left foot, teed up for the edge for the shot. Takes a deflection just wide. Meslier would not have got to that one, and will be relieved, as we all are, that the ball went just beyond the post and not inside it.
Well, that was deja vu. Bellingham again, just on the edge of the box. We're not picking him up at all, and sometimes we think defending is dropping deep, but instead space doesn't score, players do, so you've got to pick your players up.
Sunderland corner kick. Curled in. Meslier with a fist to it up in the air, and the referee has blown to award Leeds United a free kick, I think, for the challenge on the keeper there. And so the pressure is relieved, and Leeds can look to get the ball back up the park.
I have to say, Bryn, this is an entertaining game. Maybe a little bit too entertaining for my liking, but certainly some good play from both sides out there.
Yep. Positive approach from both, even though we have periods where the pace drops right down as they probe against each other. Sunderland have had good moments, but so have Leeds United. And I guess all that's reflected in the scoreline currently. Rodon with the ball forward for Leeds. Goes into touch. Best he could do in the circumstances, as he was turning on the ball under pressure. And out it goes in that Sunderland half for a throw-in inside the final 5 minutes, well inside the final 5 minutes of this first period. Mepham will move the ball forward for Sunderland. Short ball, and then back into the halfway line to Rigg. And then it's moved down the left-hand side. There's a big space for Bellingham through the middle to shoot. And this one goes just past the other post. And Meslier again has to come out and have words with the players in front of him, because that path for Sunderland has been utilised way too often here.
It has. Isidor is playing obviously up and through the middle, and it's Bellingham that's just in and around him, but he drops off into a lovely little area so many times, picking the ball up, and there another opportunity for him. Fortunately, he hasn't quite got his shooting boots on just yet.
So Leeds have had a few anxious moments, having had a really good spell following the equaliser. The last 5 minutes have been different again. Meslier plays a long ball up into that Sunderland half where the heads go up. Struijk delivers it back into Sunderland territory. And then onside, move it down their right-hand side with Rigg. Tucks the ball in field, and now just outside the box, Roberts curls it to the left side of the penalty area. And Bogle is over there, and little challenge comes in from Gnonto. And then the Sunderland player falls on top of the ball, and he remains on the ground. So Meslier just comes in and picks it up. Everybody else around the stricken player had stopped.
Well, that's absolutely bizarre, because he clearly must have played for the penalty. No one is appealing for anything. Gnonto's just walked off. And by trying to abide the penalty, has he actually hurt himself or not?
Isidor is...
is it Mundle?
I think Mundle, it is. Yeah, sorry. No, Mundle it is. Told you we were a long way away. Is the player who's back on his feet. No monitors either, by the way. And that's all. I've got nothing more. Meslier,
well, we are only 350 yards away, so I'm not sure why we couldn't spot that, but yeah, it's clearly there's nothing doing.
So player back on his feet. Game resumes. Rothwell under pressure, goes back to Meslier, and Meslier under pressure sweeps the ball into touch. Well, that didn't really work.
No,
did it?
Wrong ball, absolutely wrong ball.
Sunderland take the throw in, and possession on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Flag is raised for offside, and Firpo it was who appealed first, and the assistant was the one who responded to the appeal, and it was Isidor, the man who was beyond the line.
Yeah, and Rodon had a really good view and there just held the line equal with the defender and caught the Sunderland man offside.
So we're into the final minute of the 45. Meslier with the free kick for Leeds United. Long one over the head of Piroe, and then it comes down for Struijk on the halfway line, just puts it up in the air. Ramazani flicks it on. Piroe will chase gamely, but it was always the defender's ball. Back to Patterson, and he's happy just to clear long up and over the halfway line. Bogle with a header for Leeds, and then the ball drops in for Bellingham, and he plays a good ball into the path of Cirkin, who comes forward inevitably now. And then Mundle, just outside the penalty area, comes across. Good challenge by Gnonto, got in front of his man. Leeds playing it across the edge of the box, but to good effect. Now there's a really good ball out by Firpo to Aaronson, who's on the halfway line. And if Leeds could have maintained momentum there were possibilities, but they've come back as we move into the one added minute here. Didn't think there was going to be much. Game has really gone past it a lick. Struijk out to Firpo. Firpo checks back to the halfway line, and Pascal Struijk. Struijk, of course, wears the armband. And Rodon alongside him has the possession, gives it back to the skipper. Out left side to Firpo. There's some movement ahead of Firpo, but again, he's happy to come back. And then Isidor involves himself in the chase, put pressure on Struijk, so he gives it to Rodon, and Leeds are happy just to play down the seconds here at the end of this first period. Tanaka on the halfway line, a bit of a lull drops as people begin to think about heading for the concourse in half-time here, as Leeds are just moving the ball right to left, and that is the last action of the first half. Plenty to talk about in that first period, including 2 goals, Sunderland taking the lead, and then Leeds United crafting a really good equaliser. After that, good chances as well, and then Sunderland have had their own moments as we headed towards half-time. So I guess the scoreline is as it should read on the basis of that description. Sunderland 1, Leeds United 1.
And a really entertaining first half, I've got to say, and certainly in the first 10 minutes Sunderland showed why they're at top of the table and absolutely flying, because they carved us open time and time again. Just the 1 goal we conceded in that period, but we came back strong. I thought the reaction was superb and we looked really good. Got our equaliser, probably should have had another one and possibly even another one, but once again Sunderland came back at us. So a good even game. We've got to make sure we get hold of Bellingham on the edge of the box when they go forward, but I think we'll get more chances, and let's see if we can take a few more of them in the second half.
Fingers crossed. All to come. For now, back to the studio with a scoreline here at the Stadium of Light of Sunderland 1, Leeds United 1. Leeds United, having come back from behind for a half-time scoreline of 1 apiece, but we've had plenty of chances at either end.
Yellow card, surely.
A different case, and there's an early foul on Piroe there, and there is indeed a yellow card.
Absolutely.
Shown.
Crazy. Joe Bellingham, what is he doing? He's trying to do the block, and Piroe's just trying to charge down the man with the ball. Bellingham grabbed him, held his shirt. Very silly. He gets a yellow card and we've got a free kick.
It was within the first 15 seconds of the start of the second half. So Leeds with this ball in the Sunderland half. Now it's back on the halfway line. Rodon back to Rothwell. Up the channel to Ramazani, to Gnonto rather. Gnonto gives it back to Rothwell. And then Rodon across the centre circle to Struijk. Back to Rodon again. Back it goes to Pascal Struijk. Forward to Firpo. Touch wide to Ramazani. Taking the ball forward. Looking to get to the byline. Could he cut it back? Well, he can. But when he gets it to the edge of the 6-yard box, the ball is swept clear by Mepham for Sunderland. Leeds have it back quickly with Firpo. Push back into his own half with the pass to Rodon. Now Rothwell waits to take the ball off him to get things going perhaps for Leeds here. Plays the ball into the path of Gnonto. Gnonto Bogle waits out wide. He gets the ball off Gnonto now. Goes back into Rothwell. Back to Gnonto. And it breaks off Gnonto for Rothwell. Played it into the penalty area. He got caught in two minds rather there, and he went behind Bogle and too far in front of Gnonto. And that is the ball given back to Sunderland, and they have now increased their opportunity to get the ball away from danger because they have a free kick for a foul by Junior Firpo. Ball is not taken very well, and the Sunderland players aren't happy about that speedy delivery from 9 at the back, because it was given straight to Leeds in their own half. Sunderland, they'll win it back in their half, and now they look forward. Bellingham in the midfield as Cirkin waits to his left. Now Mundle back into 9, and then Mepham. Roberts infield to Rigg. Crossfield ball intercepted, easily intercepted by Bogle. Now Struijk.
A couple of times now, Sunderland going for that long raking ball, just giving it straight back to us. We'll take it.
Rodon. Probably going to go back to Meslier. That's exactly what happens. Now they've played it through the first Sunderland line. There's a bit more space ahead of Tanaka as a result. So he plays it into Gnonto, lays it off for Aaronson. Nice turn from Aaronson. Just pushes an easy ball into the path of Rothwell. He does similarly to Struijk. And now wide it goes down the left-hand side for Leeds United. And back into the middle to Rothwell. Spots a run down the right of Bogle, far side of the penalty area. Ball, defensive head is not a good one. Bogle with the volley towards goal, and it almost breaks. It does come for Gnonto. Turns inside one, and then the shot comes off. Cirkin in front of Gnonto as he tried to push it on goal there. Nice ball tucked into the path of Bogle. Great cross into the middle, and the goalkeeper's done a fabulous job to keep that one out, with Piroe lurking just beyond him. And now Sunderland have a free kick, but some nice approach play from Leeds United there.
Some great work, wasn't it, down this right-hand side. Bogle initially. Gnonto firing the ball across, and Piroe was there waiting to tap it in. Keeper had to come to the rescue.
Patterson, the man who kept it away from Piroe, passes the ball out of the penalty area and then gets a return ball back on the edge of the box. Out to 09. Long-time servant for Sunderland. That rarest of things, a central defender who is well below 6 feet tall. Has the ball back again now. Pushed up towards Bellingham. Returns the ball. And then it goes across the back to Mepham. Sunderland playing in their own half, now in the Leeds half. Only briefly. Actually, free kick is awarded to Sunderland, which they take quickly. So the game continues in much the same pace and much the same pattern as Bellingham, keeping the ball away from Piroe in midfield, into the centre circle to Mepham, stepping forward and then going back. He was under a little pressure. Still Sunderland on the ball, on the halfway line. Dan Neal moving it forward now. There's a bit more pace to this attack. Out to his left to Mundle. Goes inside the first challenge and runs into the second one. Aaronson still under pressure from Mundle here. Drops a shoulder and he's just poked the ball into touch there. Found himself running down a bit of a blind alley, Brendan Aaronson. With no out bar the throw in. Sunderland have taken it. They have the ball outside the Leeds penalty area. Cirkin still has possession. Bogle's there tackling for Leeds. Still out by the corner flag. Leeds win it back through Gnonto and Bogle in partnership. And it goes all the way over the halfway line. The only man waiting there is Chris Mepham. So we're in the 52nd minute. And Sunderland have the ball in the Leeds half. Down the Sunderland right. Cut back to the halfway line. And then into the centre circle. Mepham with a short ball to his left. To Neal. Challenge from Bogle. Gets the way, but only at The recipient is Bellingham. And a long crossfield ball finds its way down the right-hand side. Good approach play, and the ball is into the penalty area for Hume, and then it's cut back into the middle, and there are bodies around it, and Leeds eventually get it clear as Junior Firpo gets a boot underneath it up towards the halfway line. Sunderland win it back there, and you'll hear the home fans are roused by that attacking movement from their side.
Certainly very good. Patrick Roberts on that far side with some really good play.
Sunderland enjoying the lion's share of possession in the most recent stages of this game. Again, they have it down that Sunderland right. The charge is on. Roberts coming forward, shoots, hits a player in front of him. Leeds concede possession. Bellingham, Mundle into the penalty area. Rodon stays on his feet and then just pushes the ball behind for a Sunderland corner.
And there's the time to concentrate. Set pieces, switch on, pick up. Sunderland just pushing.
So the roar goes up from the home supporters, and Sunderland put the ball into the Leeds penalty area. It goes deep where it's nodded back into the middle. Still bobbling around in there. Shot is flash wide from just outside the penalty area. Meslier seemed confident that that one was going to go wide, and that was the eventual outcome.
Glad he was. I certainly wasn't. It was a good strike. Couldn't quite get the ball clear, could we? And the strike was a good one, but wide.
So Sunderland enjoying the better of the last few moments of play here. Leeds have a problem. Rodon has a problem. And he and Meslier are in conversation currently. And Rodon now is joined in that discussion by the referee. And then he stayed on his feet throughout this. I'm quite sure what was happening there. They take a short goal kick. Rodon appears okay. Piroe over him. Ramazani into the middle for Aaronson. Aaronson gives it away. Telegraphed that one. Easy interception. And Sunderland are back on the ball again with Bellingham and now Cirkin. Push further forward to Mundle. So step over. And then Ramazani stops him, but Mundle gets the ball back off him again. Back it comes to Bellingham, sitting in a pocket of space just behind. Then a little gap in front, and it's played into the penalty area. Well read, well defended by Joe Rodon, who's then caught as he tries to work the ball forward for Leeds. And much to the annoyance of the fans sitting in front of us, the referee awards Leeds a free kick.
I actually thought the Sunderland player Mundle got a piece of the ball. Got a piece of Rodon as well. So we'll take the free kick, but just got to be careful, haven't we now? You've got Mundle and Roberts, the two wide men for Sunderland, just getting on the ball again and attacking our fullbacks. Just double up, bring them back inside and defend well.
Leeds are taking time over the free kick, and the referee is wanting a word with... Oh, he's wanting Leeds to get on with it, but that duly happens. Ramazani off Piroe in the centre of the Sunderland half. Good ball to Firpo, who can push it forward for Leeds. Firpo still into the penalty area, goes to Gnonto, back to Firpo! Yes! Scores! Junior Firpo tucks it in! And Leeds United are in front here at the Stadium of Light. Great passing in the build-up, and Firpo kept cool under pressure and put it in the back of the net for Sunderland 1, Leeds United 2.
It's a great goal, really is well worked. Ramazani initially does extremely well, drew a few players to him, then gets it out to the left-hand side, and then it was Firpo and Gnonto. Firpo does really well, just a charge in the box, stayed on his feet as well. Thought he might have had a go initially himself, but he puts it out to Gnonto, continues his run, gets the ball back from him. Clever pass, wasn't it, from Gnonto, and Firpo somehow put it into the far bottom corner, beats everyone. Excellent goal.
The Leeds players only now heading back into their own half. They celebrated in a huddle down by the corner flag in front of the home fans. And now it's the supporters away, far away to our left-hand side who are raising their voices inside this stadium. Ball is played forward by Patterson, headed on by Rodon. Bellingham in his own half, takes it away from Aaronson. Still Bellingham, still pursued by Aaronson, and still. So Bellingham plays it across the back to Mepham, and then he goes forward before Sunderland come back into the centre circle. There's space in front of 09. Now Bellingham has it. Bellingham pulls players in towards him. Has time to look and pick a pass, which is to Mepham in the centre circle. He goes straight through the middle, straight to his Welsh teammate, Joe Rodon. Tanaka, off on international duty with Japan, coming up now with some travelling to do, Saudi Arabia, and then a home game against Australia. So he's got some miles to, but he thinks Norwich and Sunderland was stressful, Tuesday and Friday. And then there's plenty more of that coming.
Well, his air miles balance will be rather high, but doesn't really help us, does it? I think he's going to get back quite late in time for the Sheffield United game, but more importantly, he's got a job to do here, hasn't he?
Leeds have lost possession in their own half. Gnonto then goes and wins it back. He was the man who lost it. He was the man who got it back. Piroe is forced back towards his own penalty area here. He's that deep in his own half. He's done well with it.
Yeah.
He's protected the ball well. Given away. Ramazani's just about got a touch on that, so Firpo can pick it up and play it to Piroe, halfway line. He's robbed though. Sunderland on the front foot as they get the ball back in the Leeds half. Rigg plays it out to his left, just beyond Cirkin, who chases out to the touchline to keep it in and then keep the ball alive with pass to Bellingham. Bellingham across the middle. And the ball is with Mepham, the centre half, stepping forward. Comes back in to the central defender, now 09, now Cirkin. It's Sunderland who are pushing well up the park now with Mundle in possession to the edge of the penalty area. Bellingham again goes back to Mepham. Sunderland moving men a long way up the park as Leeds on the edge of the penalty area, struggling to stop Roberts, but they have done that. Have to be counter-attack opportunities on here. It goes long for Piroe to stride forward. He'll keep this in play as well. Well up in that Sunderland half. Piroe, there's a little bit of help arriving just over his shoulder from Aaronson. Aaronson successfully tackled as he went in to try and pick up the ball for Leeds just outside the box, and Sunderland have it back again. But if that's how they're going, if that's how high they're going to play, as they chase an equaliser here, Leeds will have to first defend it, but also try and exploit it as Bellingham, great ball into the middle, comes all the way across to Roberts, who's in the penalty area, and it goes across the centre of goal, and Struijk stretches out a leg and tucks it behind there. Just wonder whether somebody could have reacted quickly. It wasn't moving very fast, but it has gone for a corner, and Leeds have managed to keep Sunderland out.
And that's what we're going to have to do for the rest of the game if we can. We will get chances on the counter, absolutely, but they're going to pile men forward, put us under a lot of pressure. Got to stand up to that, withstand it, and then get one at the other end.
The hour mark, Sunderland corner kick. Swung in, heads up from Bogle, gets to it first. And then Gnonto, well done Gnonto, great play Gnonto, and he's dragged back, and that's the easiest yellow card you'll see all season, as Gnonto got away from Neil and he was on his way, and Neil in his own half just pulled at the Leeds player's shirt.
Excellent play.
Produced.
Yeah, excellent play, wasn't it? Certainly Dan Neil beaten all ends up by Gnonto. Just so strong, gets his body in the way, spins, turns and goes, and dragged back.
Bogle with a free kick just in from the near side touch line. Goes back to Rodon. Rodon in turn back to Meslier. Tanaka. Bellingham strides forward to try and put pressure on the man in possession, which is Meslier on this occasion. Long ball from him as a result, flicked forwards, but Aaronson won't get to that ahead of Mepham, just happy to go back to his goalkeeper before he gets the return ball and turns and moves the ball up towards the halfway line. And then it's a return ball and goes to his left to 09. And he comes further wide to Cirkin. Infield to 09. Into the centre circle to Mepham. Good interception. Now, if the ball stayed in play, it does stay in play, does it? Oh, no. Ramazani whipped in on the crossfield ball attempt there, and he got his head to it, and he was chasing after it as it spun through. He was all alone moving into the Sunderland half, but the ball bounced once and then out of play.
Great effort, wasn't it? Just getting in the way, took a chance, and Mepham couldn't get it past Ramazani, but he couldn't keep it in either.
Sunderland with Bellingham. Stops, goes back to 09. He's forced to go to his right as Piroe blocks off one route. Sunderland back into Mepham. And then Bellingham. Tanaka's on his back. Bellingham still manages to play the pass. And the brother of Jude, of course.
Must admit, looks very similar, plays with the same swagger, doesn't he?
Sunderland suddenly have space in the Leeds half for Cirkin. Out to the edge of the area, and Mundle gets a low ball in. Rodon stretches out to intercept, and then it comes back out for another Rodon block there. And Sunderland from the centre circle start once more with a crossfield ball, and the flag is raised for offside. And Leeds will be more than happy to see that.
It certainly will. Great blocks from Rodon, and I like it as well. As soon as the ball goes backwards, Rodon's there pushing his back four up. And exactly what happened when the ball went out to Patrick Roberts on the right-hand side. They were slow in getting back and caught him offside.
18 minutes gone in the second half. Sunderland 1, Leeds United 2. Tanaka in the midfield for Leeds, back to the goalkeeper Meslier. Meslier out to the right side. Bogle will do well to keep this in. He does. Can't find Piroe though. Now Sunderland have space down the gap that is not occupied currently by Bogle. So the ball is into the penalty area and it comes off Joe Rodon, and it's another Sunderland corner.
You've got to be careful when you do go forward. Don't commit too many bodies forward early. There, Gnonto was coming inside. Once we lost it, they were quickly in our back four.
Some more defending for Leeds United to do here. Expect to hear that a lot in the remaining 26 minutes or so. Sunderland with the ball short from the corner kick. And then, surely that's
bizarre.
I thought that was a Leeds throw-in from a little bit of a mix-up between the two Sunderland players there, but the final touch was off Ramazani. It means that Sunderland's corner results only in a free kick, throw-in rather, which they've thrown back to Bellingham. And then Neil, and then Mepham across to the right side, almost level with the edge of the box now is Roberts. Great challenge. And now Gnonto again, he's dragged back, and this will be another yellow card. And that's the gamble that Sunderland are taking here, because Gnonto goes in and picks up the ball there. He's off, and they know that, and he was pulled back, and the punishment is administered.
It's another silly yellow card, though, isn't it, for Sunderland, because they still had 2 or 3 defenders back. There's no way they would have come through 60, 70, 80 metres to get to goal, and it's a cheap yellow card to take.
That's an indication of the panic that Gnonto is inducing. Struijk clips it forward for Gnonto. Not the most accurate header, wasn't the ball he really wanted from Struijk either. But now he's got in again to intercept. Rothwell plays it on beyond Ramazani, unfortunately, and Mundle's come back to collect it for Sunderland.
Just had to force it, didn't he, there? 25 minutes to go. This is the kind of time you're looking at what can you bring on from the substitutes bench just to settle things down, give it more energy, get some sort of control.
Piroe almost threaded a ball through the middle for the diagonal run of Ramazani there. It was just intercepted before it got to him. But we'll see a bit more of that kind of play from Leeds as the space opens up, as Sunderland are increasingly chasing the equalising goal here and prepared to take risks. Leeds also have to be mindful, stay focused, concentrate, and in particular discipline defensively. As the ball goes out to Sunderland's right-hand side. Mepham then back to 09 on the left. Bellingham back into Mepham, so often the outlet ball for Sunderland. Into the Leeds half he goes, and then back to the halfway line, and then Neil rather on the edge of the centre circle gets the return pass, played wide right side. Roberts the winger, taking on Firpo. Firpo gets a foot across him, strong leg as it's turned out, and then Firpo falls, and he's adjudged to have fallen deliberately to try and block Roberts' rather far forward run there, and he's penalised. So it's a corner kick, and there's a card coming out as well, I think, for Firpo.
Actually, initially I thought the challenge was a good one. The timing of the challenge was really good from Firpo, but then he just tried to shepherd it out. But Roberts cleverly got round the other side, and that's when Firpo hooked him, brought him down, and unfortunately gave away a free kick, put himself a yellow card, and now we have to defend again.
So the referee has words with Gnonto, or Gnonto has words with the referee, whichever way round it goes. And then the free kick will come in from just outside the corner quadrant. Plenty of players in and around the 6-yard box. In swing are anticipated. In it comes, whipped up and across the middle, and it somehow bounces out of the penalty area before it's delivered back in again down that far side. Looped up in the air, should be Meslier's ball, and the keeper above everybody else, including Rusyn Isidor, gets his hands to it and holds on tight.
Well, good defending again, but it was an excellent ball in from Patrick Roberts on the initial free kick, but we deal with it well.
69th minute. Meslier drops the ball to the floor. Puts it looking for Piroe. The header, though, is away from Piroe, and Sunderland finds space through the middle, and the ball is into the penalty area. Rigg is forced wide on the edge of the box, but manages to find a teammate on the edge of that far side of the area before a great challenge comes in from Rothwell, just to make sure that he was stopped in his tracks. And not only did he win the ball back for Leeds, but he found a teammate as well. Leeds now trying to get forward, as I wouldn't see them do, but they've lost possession quickly, and Sunderland come again.
We can't keep hold of the ball. Aaronson a couple of times there has given it away, and the chip forward was actually to Aaronson. And I think Meslier has chipped it to a couple of people. Aaronson would not be the one that you'd want to put it high up in the air. Of course, he didn't win it and come straight back at us.
Sunderland down the right-hand side. Roberts comes in field. Still going through the middle now. Broken down by Ramazani, but again can't quite get to the ball that spins away promisingly, but now it's Mundle down the other side. Ball across the middle. Chance, and the shot is sliced horribly from the edge of the penalty area. And Meslier watches that one sail over the top of his crossbar.
I think it's Rigg with the chance, and Mundle hits the ball and does well just to stick it across. We couldn't get hold of that one. So it might have been Hume actually with the effort, but fortunately for us, it's wide.
20 minutes to go.
Seemed a long 20 minutes for him. Is that how long?
Yeah, that's
okay.
how long.
First half flew by. This one, not so much.
Yeah. Meslier gets distance on the goal kick. Piroe beaten in the air. And then Bogle on the halfway line. Aaronson chests it down to Rothwell, gives it back to Aaronson, flicks it forward well to Piroe. Almost directs his header into the path of Ramazani. Ramazani beaten to it on the edge of the penalty area. And the ball then is with Cirkin. Cirkin nutmegs Gnonto, but Leeds thought they'd won the ball back with a challenge from Piroe, but the referee adjudged there was a foul in there. So there's a quick free kick given away though. Rothwell. And it's given away. He's behind Ramazani. They couldn't quite get it under control, and now Sunderland are trying to get forward quickly. Leeds having conceded possession just inside their own half. 09 steps well up the park, and then out to Mundle, coming in from the touchline, past Gnonto, into the penalty area to Cirkin, and the cross is spins up into the hands of Meslier, and he comes through a crowd, and he takes a knock on his way on the head, and he stays down, and the Leeds keeper was hurt as he went to gather that ball in.
Just got to be careful, haven't we? Yeah, Cirkin found a bit of space inside the box as well, but eventually it was blocked and Meslier came out. Just got caught. Hopefully he's okay and just taking a bit of time out to let us all reorganise, take a breath, come to the byline as they all are, have a drink and get some instructions and really get organised. It's again 18 minutes left. You'd think, okay, we might need 1 or 2 changes here just to give us some energy, but have we got the right players on the bench to do that in the right areas?
I mean, one of the things you would really want to do is do something in the midfield, isn't it?
Exactly. I'm looking at Aaronson at the moment, and he looks tired, given it away a few times. You kind of want to, you're going to get some fresh legs in there, and you're right, maybe a bit more defensive-minded, but let's see.
That option isn't really straightforward available, is it?
No, I'm looking at the bench there. You know, you could put young Charlie Piroe on in that. No, I don't think you would. After that, you're kind of struggling because we've got strikers, Bamford and Joseph, of course, and Gelhardt. But it's that kind of midfield energy that we just need at this point in time.
Sunderland have made changes while we were chatting there. Alan Browne, the former Preston man, is the one who has come on. The other one, I'm just scanning the personnel down below. Meslier, by the way, is still receiving treatment, so no play at the moment in this game, which suggests he has had a proper whack in there. And it's helped to his feet now. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe we'll take any chances here. Looking down at Darlow is off the bench. Not warming up too strenuously just at the moment, but he has gone to have a look, I think, just to run the rule over the situation down there from a Newcastle man. So he'd be popular, obviously. And now the play is going to restart with Meslier having the ball in his hands to get it going again.
Of course, one option would be, of course, to put Joseph or Bamford up top and put Piroe just, drop back in there, but whoever are out there, it's going to be a long old last 16 minutes plus at a time.
Meslier's ball forward. Piroe underneath it, beaten in the air. Tanaka. Now Rothwell. Now Rodon to Struijk. Browne charges him down, so it goes back to Meslier. Meslier in the D. Now he's got to get rid, and he does. Long into the Sunderland half. Header from Cirkin right onto the leg of Aaronson. Plays it out to Bogle. Bogle tries to play it into the middle for Piroe, and now Leeds have got to get back behind the ball. And it's becoming increasingly difficult for 1 or 2 of the Leeds lads out there. Great interception by Firpo. Goodness me, it needed to be. There was a runner over his shoulder. Now Tanaka, tenacious, excellent, keeps hold of the ball well.
Composed, that's what we need now. A bit of composure, a bit of control.
Back on the ball again. Links up with Rothwell. Goes back to Struijk. Inside the final 15. Struijk goes long, but out beyond Piroe. And Sunderland have a throw in, which they take quickly from a position in their own half. Neil in the centre circle. Sunderland with everyone bar 09 in the Leeds half. Goalkeeper, of course. Mepham to his right. And just over the top onto Roberts. Way back into the right back role, and suddenly there's space in front of Neil to play his cross into the middle. And the header, when it comes in from Isidor, is well over the top. And actually, he was in a fairly decent position for that one, but didn't keep it down. Goal kick.
He was. I don't think it was the easiest of headers, and Neil on the right-hand side found a good space to be the captain. It was a decent ball in.
Change being made by Leeds United. So Piroe is the man walking towards the near side touchline, and Mateo Joseph is the man waiting on that touchline to replace him.
Piroe's had a good game, hasn't he? Scored an excellent goal and worked hard up there. But now it is time for some fresh legs, a bit of energy.
So Joseph takes his place up top. And Meslier prepares to take the goal kick for Leeds. Motions his teammates forward. No pretense at playing out from the back here. This one's going long. Joseph can't get there. Beaten by O'Neill, who just directs it back into the hands of Patterson, who quickly bowls it out into the path of Mepham. Across the middle to O'Neill. And then to Cirkin. Cirkin, has he run that out? No, he's just about kept it in play. Interception by Bogle. Not really knew much about it, but then Gnonto's come in and done a really good defensive job for Leeds there. Still on the ball, Willie Gnonto. Hustled towards the near side touchline. Wins Leeds a throw-in. Great play.
Excellent. Just thought he might have released it earlier down the line to Joseph, who would have been a willing runner, but next best thing was get us a throw-in.
Daniel Farker, hands buried in his pockets as he stands in the technical area way down below. Rodon. Ball given away, but Mundle can't control it. Came at him at pace and it came off him and out for a Leeds United throw-in.
Not finding it easy, are we, just to play through the back to midfield to front. Sunderland, of course, pushing up, trying to win it back. Just need a bit better in possession. That's what we need.
Bogle goes back to Rodon. He just goes long. That's the option, isn't it, at this stage? Rodon just put his boot through it, basically. Sunderland quickly back in possession as a consequence on the halfway line. 09 across to Mepham. Mepham over the halfway line. And then plays it down the right-hand side where there's space in front of Roberts. Plays his cross into the middle. Rodon with a header down. And then just beats the Sunderland man. And Aaronson's in there to pick up for Leeds. Rothwell turns back towards his own penalty area. Gives it to Firpo. Leeds in good possession here. Tanaka from Aaronson. Played down the line. That's a good-looking ball for Ramazani. O'Nine's had to come across to intercept and then plays it back into the goalkeeper, and then a little late touch from Ramazani on O'Neill results in a free kick being awarded to Sunderland as they were struggling a little to get that one clear.
O'Neill actually defended extremely well. It was good play on that left-hand side. Tanaka found some space and just played it down the line. But O'Neill read the danger well.
Cirkin on the halfway line, given away. Leeds have it with Gnonto. Gnonto still full of running. Comes forward, plays it into Aaronson, who's done well to get beyond him. Aaronson in the penalty area, puts it into the middle. Joseph underneath it. Oh, it just falls away from the Leeds man, comes out for Rothwell. Plays it into, he tried to play it into the path of Bogle, and he didn't get there. And now Sunderland launch a counter-attack with Mundle across the halfway line. Leeds streaking back as Tanaka makes the challenge but can't keep the ball in play, and it goes behind for a Sunderland corner.
Oh, from one end, half a chance we had, didn't make the best use of it. All of a sudden we've given away a corner kick at the other.
So Leeds now, all those who had stayed up have to get back into their own penalty area to defend this. Mundle is going to take it for Sunderland inside the last 10 minutes of the regulation 90 here at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 1, Leeds 2. Mundle with a corner kick. Played into the middle. Heads go up in there. It drops on the edge of the penalty area. Roberts delivers it back in. Meslier underneath it. Easy gather above his head. And there's a bit of a cheer from the fans behind the goal.
Good corner, but Struijk with an excellent header. He and Rodon just so important at the back.
Meslier takes his time, much to the annoyance of the home supporters. And then eventually drops it to the ground and plays it long. And great free kick for Leeds. Joseph fouled as he was moving in the general direction of that ball. And that has given Leeds an opportunity midway inside the Sunderland half through the middle to try and build something.
Perfect. Meslier, his kicking out isn't that accurate, is it? And there, Joseph had to set off after the ball, but because he was quicker than 09, he got dragged to the deck and a free kick to us, which is ideal, just to take a breath, slow things down and push up.
41,769 is the attendance here.
Good crowd.
Always tends to be a good crowd in the stadium, even as the Sunderland have dropped down to third tier level in recent times. The crowd stayed with them. Meslier, ball out wide to Firpo, who has a bit of space and time. Rothwell has little of either, so it goes back to Struijk. Now Tanaka, back to Struijk. To Firpo, into Gnonto, helping his teammates out left and right. Ball into Ramazani in the centre circle, controls and turns really well. Gives it to Bogle. Bogle looking for help. She arrives in the shape of Rodon over his left shoulder. Now Tanaka in the centre circle. Tanaka turns and then turns back again off Bellingham. It goes back to Struijk. It goes wide for Aaronson. Aaronson pushed in the back, not once, but I think twice there. He's won Leeds a good free kick as the American.
Let's try Hume just getting beaten. You know, Aaronson twists and turns, and you're right, that is a good free kick at this stage of the game.
Firpo forced back to Struijk. And Struijk back into his own area to Meslier. Across the box to Rodon. Out to Bogle. On to Gnonto. Leeds still in their own half. Winner for it, throw in. Gnonto's attempted pass comes off Mundle. Sunderland making another change here as Watson is coming on for them. And it's Roberts, the man who scores some problems down the right wing, who's coming off.
I'm not displeased with that. Roberts' swing has been superb for them. It really has been positive, but maybe the legs are just a little tired.
Leeds throw in, midway inside their own half. Bogle has the ball. Bogle throws into Ramazani. Can't find a teammate. Mundle comes in to pick up for Sunderland. Now Cirkin, intercepted by Bogle. Bogle loses out to Mundle, who's on the edge and into the penalty area, and it's blocked by Rodon, who's frustrated that Leeds have allowed that ball to come in, and it's gone behind for another corner.
Needless, should have been dealt with. Bogle should have done a little better. He's asking the referee for the free kick, but I don't think it was.
Sunderland then with Mundle on the ball to put it into that penalty area once more. The referee's blown his whistle. What a shame, because Meslier's just plucked that one out the night sky, and their referee is calling players in towards him here. Could be a card coming out, is there? He's reached for his pocket, but the conversation, it would appear, is going to suffice. And that is the case. So Aaronson is sent back into the box, and the corner kick will be retaken here. Proper big crowd in that 6-yard area. The referee will have his job to keep his eye on that. Meslier, oh, he's caught it, he's dropped it, he's caught it. He juggled that one on his fingertips from somewhere around the goal line to somewhere beyond the penalty spot in his attempt to make a clean catch.
Well, he's done well, because the ball in's a good one as well, and so many bodies in the way, and he's plucked it off someone's head, but you're right, never quite got it under control, and just kept juggling it along the way as the ball has come in. Firpo has got an injury and is still down.
Well, Leeds have got a free kick when Firpo is okay. It's a head injury, so the medical staff are allowed on to come and administer treatment. And we have 5 minutes of the regulation 90 left, and I think quite a few more after that, I have to say.
Yeah, so still plenty of minutes left. Maximum concentration and effort, but you know, sometimes you can play extremely well and score a few. A lot of time when you play away from home, you've got to grind out a result. And we have played well in parts here, but now's the time to grind.
Firpo still down. I find it really surprising that a lot of the Sunderland fans are heading for the exits here. They've had such a really good start to this championship season, at home in particular, and Yet they don't feel, it would appear, that their side can get back in this
Actually,
one.
you're right. I'm just looking at the seats, Brennan, how many people are actually leaving. It's crazy. I mean, you've got 3-4 minutes left of the game plus extra time. They're at home. They're putting us under a lot of pressure. They need to support their team, not walk out the exits.
Firpo still down. The referee has gone in to see what the situation is. Firpo's up now. And is able to continue, it would appear. Meslier was awarded the free kick before all of that happened. The only problem here is that Firpo obviously have to go off for the 30 seconds. So Leeds find themselves in the power play situation, with Sunderland having an extra man for the next 30 seconds.
Yes, Aaronson has just dropped in to Firpo's position for now.
Ball halfway line. Tanaka gives it to Gnonto on the left for Leeds. Back to Gnonto from Aaronson. Foul on Gnonto. Good work between Aaronson and Gnonto there. Drew the foul. Little high fives as a consequence. Leeds free kick is 15 yards inside the Sunderland half. Tanaka. Ball out to his left to Gnonto. It's broken kindly for Joseph. Sunderland look to clear. And then good work down that left-hand side by Aaronson. Oh, he's riding the challenges there.
Excellent play.
Skips through them, keeps the ball, and gives it back to Tanaka. Really good work from Aaronson. Centre circle, Rodon will come out wide right side to Bogle. Bogle needs a pass here, gives it in behind Ramazani. Isn't quite where he wanted him. And Sunderland pick it up. Patterson with the ball to 09. To Mepham, and then back to 09, and then it's given back to 09. There's a foul against Rothwell for a little hands in the back of Bellingham, and Sunderland have given it to Mepham, wasting no time. Mepham from the halfway line cuts it back to 09, just inside his own half. Now left to Cirkin. Cirkin back into 09, and now Mepham again from the centre circle, moving forward. Ball is over the shoulder there of Trey Hume, who's going to go back to retrieve before he gives it to Mepham. Sunderland start again from the edge of the centre circle. Now Mundle moving it down the touchline. Sunderland lose out. Good defensive work, but Mundle's done well to win it back quickly for the home team here. And now he's taking on, well, he was taking on Joseph, but Joseph's taking it off him. And then somewhat loose clearance from Matteo Joseph, and Sunderland pick it up not far outside the penalty area. Through the middle they have it now with Browne. Browne goes wide to his right-hand side, and it's Watson, the sub, who skids to his knees but gets no free kick as the ball is into the middle. Should be an easy catch from Meslier. It is. And Meslier is grateful, and he drops to the ground with the ball firmly in his grasp.
What's interesting is all the composure that Sunderland previously had suddenly is kind of dissipating there. It was just an aimless high ball into the box.
6 added minutes as we move past the 90-minute mark. And Leeds are preparing to make a change with Schmidt down below, ready to join the action. Long ball forward from Meslier. Joseph challenges, doesn't get there. Mepham just nods it back to the goalkeeper and races for the return ball. And Mepham now carrying it forward. Stops at the halfway line, brings Browne into play. And then Watson from the wing, into the middle it comes. And then it's played out to the far side of the penalty area. Cut back for Watson. Watson's into the box. Firpo. Great defending from Junior Firpo. Stood his ground, and he's just pushed the ball out of play for a Sunderland throw. Level with the edge of the Leeds United penalty area. First of the added minutes is about to tick by as it goes towards the corner flag. Watson just in from that corner flag to Browne. Browne's played it into touch. Leeds get the throw in.
Browne's come on and not had the best of times, has he? He's given the ball away a few times. Not really, I'm sure, what the manager Labrie would have wanted.
Ramazani is the man who's going to head towards the touchline this time, and Schmidt is the man who's coming on to replace him. Ramazani will be in no massive hurry to head in his direction. Largely Ramazani, who's worked for the cause tonight, not had an awful lot, frankly, around the penalty area, but gets a hug from the manager for his efforts nonetheless. So Schmidt comes in to drop into a midfield role here as Leeds take a throw in from that far side down the touchline. Gnonto back to Firpo, scoops it up. Schmidt gets a first touch, and Leeds, well, they wanted to get Joseph going forwards then. He could have taken it towards the corner maybe, but it goes beyond him and out for a throw in. 2 of the added 6 gone. Sunderland with 09. Plays the ball to the edge and into the centre circle to Neil. Back to 09 again. To Mundle on the left-hand side. Infield. Bellingham falls. Leeds counter-attack is on here. Plenty of yellow shirts running forward. As Schmidt comes and plays the ball into the middle. Now there's space for Aaronson. Aaronson into the penalty area. He can finish it. Oh, the block is made as he shot on goal. And Aaronson, hands to head, is thwarted. Leeds at least have a corner.
Well, at least have a corner, but it should have been in the back of the net. Aaronson did everything right. Some really good play. Joseph and Aaronson against just one Sunderland player. When he checked back Aaronson, the goal opened up. He tried to then give the keeper the eyes and go the other way, but that allowed the defender just to get back and make a block that he really wasn't favoured to do.
Leeds don't seem entirely engaged in the concept of putting this corner into the penalty area.
Who'd have thought?
There's not a single yellow shirt in the box. Leeds have kept it by the corner flag. Joseph, I thought he kept that in, but apparently not. So Sunderland it is who have the throw in.
Schmidt gets away with just knocking the ball away slightly as well.
Much to the annoyance of the home fans behind the goal who spotted it. Sunderland bring the ball out. Out wide to the right-hand side it goes. Still in their own half. Now Bellingham, back to Mepham. Across the back to 09. Now to the halfway line to Neil. Neil moving forward for Sunderland. Out towards his left-hand side to Cirkin, who's taking on Schmidt. Schmidt gets across him. Ball goes behind. Corner kick.
Another one. We dealt with the previous ones pretty well, but it's a bit more pressure putting on. Keeper's up. Patterson is up as well for Sunderland.
Keeper has come to join in here, so an extra man in the box for Sunderland. The man in green as Mundle plays the ball in to the near post. Shot is poor. Just what Leeds wanted to see there. It was a wild effort. When you needed to keep your head, a head was lost and it went well wide and Leeds have a goal kick.
Well, Sunderland's worst set piece. That was awful. It actually bounced before he even got to the near post.
Well, Gnonto is the latest to be called towards the bench, and I think he's heading off after what may well be described as a man of the match performance.
Superb. He's been absolutely superb. Has been all season. He's taken the mantle of the chief attacking threat onto his shoulders and really flourishing under it.
So Byram is on and Gnonto is off. Sam Byram heads over. Well, he's actually taking his place through the middle here for Leeds, so looks like he's joined in the midfield as the back line remains the same. Joseph tussling, Schmidt helping him. Joseph can't quite get there. Mundle's back in his own half for Sunderland. And then, Bogle took a bit of a swing at that one. Didn't connect with the ball, did connect with the man, and will receive a yellow card.
And rightly so. It was a swing and a miss, or a swing and a kick the player, but referee actually charged over to Mepham, thinking that Mepham was going to go towards one of our players. Instead, all he was doing was trying to get into the box. So not long to go. Come on, boys.
Well, we are almost up to these 6 added minutes here as the referee just delays the taking of the free kick. Patterson, the goalkeeper, is going to take the free kick from just inside the Sunderland half. Goes out wide to the right side. We're past the 6-minute mark in this game now. As it comes forward, it drops. Oh, Bellingham dropped it! It's gone through his legs and it's gone into the back of the net. And that is an absolute disaster for Leeds United.
who have conceded a crazy, crazy goal in the final few seconds here at the Stadium of Light. Oh, you will not see a worse goal conceded, sadly, than that one. And Sunderland have got something where Sunderland were getting nothing here. And Leeds United, all their efforts are in vain. It's Sunderland 2, Leeds United 2, and oh dear, what a way to concede.
I've never seen anything like it. What has just happened? The ball is just bouncing back towards Meslier, who unfortunately, as every goalkeeper should, just get your body behind it. Instead, somehow, it has gone straight through him. Such a simple one to collect, ends up in the back of the net.
Wow. Well, Leeds United, hey? So close to what would have been a fantastic win at the league leaders. And now the 3 points has turned to 1 in the most devastating fashion. And the game has not resumed yet, but when it does, I think the whistle will go. Many Sunderland fans are already well on their way home, haven't seen that moment. Those who've stayed have finally found their voices. Leeds players hit the turf when that happened. Incredible. Ball played forward. Bogle up to the edge of the area. Joseph flicks it on. Almost tucked into the path there for a shot on goal, but it's cleared up into the Leeds half. Not quite sure why the game is still going on. Comes back to Meslier. Meslier, you heard the roar as he makes good contact this time on the ball. And then a free kick is awarded against Schmidt as we're in the 99th minute here now. And the final whistle has just sounded. Well, it feels like a defeat. It feels like a defeat because Leeds were seconds away from claiming victory against the side at the top of the championship table. And an error, a big, big error. And Illan Meslier is a big, big man who will acknowledge that. His error has seen Leeds lead cancelled out and Sunderland take a point that frankly didn't really look like they were going to get. So, Leeds United, the second away draw of the week. And there'll be some disappointed Leeds players walking off the pitch here because it should have been a win. Should have been a win. Sunderland 2, Leeds United 2.
Well, what an incredible finish to the game. I thought certainly at the start of the game, Sunderland showed what they were all about. Played really well for the first 10 minutes or so, got their goal, but the way that we responded was really good. In the second half, we came at them, got our noses in front, and then it was all about grinding it out. And everyone had played their part brilliantly up until, unfortunately, that shocking mistake right at the end of the game. Not what we deserved. I thought that was almost an absolutely perfect performance away from home until the last minutes of the game. Devastating, Bryn. We got a point, but we all know that should have been 3.
Well, the Leeds fans behind the goal will be just trying to make sense of what they've just seen there. The ball was bouncing through for an easy pickup from the goalkeeper, and he would have grabbed the ball, and shortly after that the final whistle would have gone and Leeds United would be heading home with 3 excellent points in the bag. And then just that one crazy moment means that the win turns into a draw and the senses of something much closer to disappointment or beyond, because they were almost there but not quite. The players head towards the tunnel with collective head shaking going on, and an international break now ahead of us to dwell on what we've just watched here. Oftentimes that has been an extremely impressive Leeds United performance. It should have brought a win, it didn't, not quite. Much to discuss. Full-time scoreline, Sunderland 2, Leeds United 2.